Despite chaotic communication, Polish aide says Trump is committed to troops in Europe. WHO chief says Ebola is spreading Ridley in Congo, upgrades risk assessment. News opinion: Ebola is a terrible disease. I saw it firsthand. Rise of Cockroach Janta Party online protest movement pairs to spook India's leaders. CBS News: India's viral Cockroach Party challenges Narendra Modi. Financial Times: India swats cockroach movement over national security. Calm Cockroach Janta Party, CJP. How Abhijit Dipke's collective became an online sensation. India's Gen Z have flipped the lowly cockroach into a symbol of defiance. Former Green Party by-election candidate ologises for sharing. False flag, post. Green candidate for Makerfield by-election quits after 12 hours. The Times: Green Party candidate for Makerfield by-election withdraws after 9 hours. Ex-Green candidate D-post calling anti-Semitic attack a false flag. The Telegram: Green Party leader Zach Polanski has issued a statement after the major announcement. He said the greatest threat was Nigel Farage's Reform UK and slammed Andy Burnham Facebook. Highly explosive whale Timmy to be towed out to. See Euronews.com/Timmy the whale got stranded off the German coast. Then things got weird. EC trade envoys gather in China to discuss trade imbalances, supply chain resilience. China calls for EC cooperation as Commerce Minister skips opening over urgent official business. CNBC: China's top trade negotiator urges EC to grow economic pie, divide it fairly. South China Morning: post-U.S.-China trade talks back in focus at EC meeting. Nikkei: Asia-China rallies Asia-Pacific against protectionism at trade meet Bloomberg. Russia joins U.S. and Iran in voting against UN climate change resolution. The Moscow Times: in a rare show of global unity, countries adopt landmark climate ruling. Grist.org: UN's climate crisis vote shows political momentum is growing, say experts. UN General Assembly embraces court opinion that says nations have a legal obligation to take climate action. Inside Climate News: UN backs historic climate ruling despite U.S. efforts to derail it. Euronews. Trump's endgame in Cuba. The Free Press: this is his legacy. Marco Rubio nears goal of toppling Cuba's government. Cubans grapple with fuel shortages and blackouts as U.S. steps up pressure. The Cuba situation is starting to resemble a pre-conflict playbook. CNBC: the dilemmas over Cuba's future. Regime change or negotiated transition. El País, English. A record 274 climbers scale Mount Everest in a single day. News. See more headlines and perspectives on Google News. Missing TV actor Stewart McLean case now murder investigation, says RCMP. The Hollywood Reporter missing, Virgin River. Actor Stewart McLean now believed to be victim of homicidepeople.com/missing, Virgin River. Actor Stewart McLean may have been murdered, investigators say after uncovering evidence. Variety: missing Virgin River. Actor Stewart McLean's case turns into murder investigation. Yahoo! Missing BC. UN Council urged to use every means at its disposal to press Hamas to disarm. News: BOP head Mladinov publishes Road M for Gaza peace plan. The Jerusalem Post Board of Peace envoy warns, permanent Gaza divide under current status quo. As UNSC debates future of Gaza, Board of Peace Gaza chief published Road M for Gaza peace plan. I-24 News: Board of Peace envoy warns UN that Gaza division risks becoming permanent. Russia's NORSI refinery partially shut after drone attack. Sources say Ukraine says its drones hit another refinery deep inside Russia as long-range strikes escalate. News exclusive: oil refining at a standstill in central Russia after Ukrainian drone strikes. Sources say as Ukraine hits oil refineries, Russians pay a heavy environmental toll. The Ukraine hits 300,000 BPD Gazprom Neft refinery in overnight drone strike. Crude oil prices today. Oil price. RIAT 2026 has been canceled. The aviationist Royal International Air Tattoo canceled due to Iran conflict. RIAT canceled. Middle East situation. Forces Colsey of major UK airshow breaking defense. UK military airshow canceled over Middle East war uncertainty. Bloomberg. Ukraine wipes out Russian FSB HQ in occupied Kherson, Zelensky says. Kyiv post-Ukraine claims it killed scores of Russians in 2 strikes in occupied regions. Ukrainian forces strike Russian ammo depots, air defenses, command posts, and troops. Ukrinform, Ukrainian national news agency. Russian losses amount to around 100 inches. Ukrainian drones strike FSB HQ in occupied Kherson Oblast. Video Ukrainska Ukraine strikes Russian FSB headquarters in occupied Kherson Oblast, killing and injuring nearly. Why Russians are in despair over truck busting. Martian drones. Forbes Russia Couture's Hornet AI drone that Ukraine uses to cut logistics 150 kilometers behind front. Without software that makes it work. Euromaidan press playing from defense. You can't win the war. TC2 Majors EA daily military correspondents. Russian military who know the IT sphere are ringing the bells. New dangerous factors. EA Daily in Russia. Private companies have been left to pick up the tab for Ukrainian drone attacks. Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. Saudi Arabia stops new work for consultants as war rattles finances. Financial Times exclusive / Saudi Arabia freezes consultancy payments. Semaphore Saudi Arabia freezes work for Western consultants even as oil revenue rises. Middle East Eye Saudi Arabia freezes payments to consultancies as Iran war drags on the national Saudi Arabia strategic dilemma in the Iran War Arab Center, Washington. Russian officials privately admit Putin system has no future. Kyiv post Putin's moment of truth. End the war or embrace Stalinism, The Telegraph. What if Putin can't end the war? Chinese container ship among few vessels crossing Hormuz amid deadlock to open waterway. Tankers exit Strait of Hormuz with 6 million barrels of crude oil. Oil drops nearly 6% as two China-bound supertankers cross Strait of Hormuz. Financial Times Chinese supertankers exit Hormuz as Trump and Vance talk up Iran deal. Tankers entering Hormuz during Iran war are making their way out, Bloomberg. Residents burn Ebola treatment center in Congo as anger grows over the outbreak. PBS protesters attack DRC treatment center as the WHO warns violence is threatening Ebola efforts. Angry crowd sets Ebola hospital tents on fire in DR Congo. Congo province bans funeral wakes to contain Ebola's spread. Residents burn an Ebola treatment center in DR Congo as anger grows over the outbreak, NBC News. Germany's Merz pitches associate EU membership for Ukraine. Associate membership risks leaving Ukraine in limbo, Ireland warns after Merz pitches bold plan. Euronews.com/Germany urges the EU to offer Ukraine associate membership and boosts talks with Russia. News German government pushes associate EU membership for Ukraine. Bloomberg. Manhunt underway in Philippines for Duterte ally who is evading ICC. Warrant: the Philippines orders senators' arrest over ICC charges. Coma pursuit in the Senate. Gunfire, now on the run. Why is a former Philippines police chief in hiding? Philippines vows to arrest fugitive senator wanted by ICC without delay. Ex-PNP chief Torre on helping arrest Bato in the MMDA area. Yes, Inquirer. Germany ready for NATO leadership role, minister says. See more headlines and perspectives on Google News. This hardline Iranian general is a major player in talks with U.S. over war. News, the hardline military fraternity running Iran, the U.S. think tank, Ahmad Vahidi, key figure behind Iran's hardline stance in negotiations. Iran Wire Interpol wanted Iranian war strategist. Who is General Ahmad Vahidi? Euronews. Police seize first VPN service used in ransomware, data theft attacks. Bleeping computer law enforcement shuts down VPN service used by 24 ransomware gangs. TechCrunch cybercriminal VPN used by ransomware actors dismantled in global crackdown. Europol's Operation Saffron takes down first VPN service over ransomware attacks. 33 bulletproof servers spread across 27 countries sees Tom's Harari police take down VPN service, this time with a good reason. Computer World. Great Pyramid of Giza is remarkably resilient to earthquakes, and it's due to the ancient Egyptians' extraordinary engineering knowledge. Live science, architectural, and geotechnical aspects affecting earthquake resilience for the antique Egyptian Khufu Pyramid. Nature, ancient Egyptian engineering choices help the Great Pyramid of Giza survive earthquakes. New research finds, Smithsonian Magazine, how ancient builders made the Great Pyramid of Giza nearly earthquake-proof. National Geographic One mystery of the Great Pyramid's longevity has finally been solved. Science News. Global economy faces new test as trade, food, and finance shock spread UN Trade and Development, UNCTAD. Global economy faces new test as trade, food, and finance shocks spread UN Trade and Development, UNCTAD.